Hello everybody, that's Chavaun.
And that's Swayze.
Welcome to Wig and Wine Wednesdays. Alright, so today's wig that I'm wearing is from Sylvia's Style, and
mine is a very old wig. It's originally from Blue Boutique, so I'll just link one that's similar to it. Hopefully from the same place. If not, I'll just find one that's close. It kind of has this like 70s haircut, so it's kind of fun. I feel like a Southern gal today. So, what are we drinking today?
So the wine we're drinking today is called The Banished by 19 Crimes, and it is a dark red blend, and I'm going to have Chavaun read the notes this time.
It is a blend that is brooding with richness, intense lifted dark chocolate and vanilla aromatics balanced with blackberry and plum fruits. Full and round on the palate with a distinct sweetness, making the wine rich and mouth coating.
Ew.
I know that's a terrible description.
Mouth coating.
The dark chocolate and vanilla aromatics carry through on the palate and complement subtle flavors of cloves and cinnamon spice. The palate has a long, rich, plush finish brooding with dark forest fruits.
And Chavaun and I actually picked this wine out together today, and we picked it because we were kind of looking at it. We both love true crime, so I was like, this kind of looks cool. And then some random lady walked up.
This is the best wine.
Yeah, she recommended it, so shout out to you, random lady.
Cheers. So today's topic was sent in by Shay B, and it's step parenting.
And
which is broad, but it's an interesting topic because I have no children, but Swayze is a step parent, and we both have step parents. So
yeah, we're gonna have very different ways we can go with this because I've had all sorts of the spectrum as far as step parents go. I've had horrible stepdads, and I've had amazing stepdads, which makes it sound like my mom's been married a lot.
I have one stepdad that I thought was horrible, and now he's amazing, so.
One of my stepdads is, if murder became legal, catch me at his house. But the other one is one of the best people I've ever met in my whole entire life, and he completes my family and makes my mom very happy, so I love him.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and I know you're very close with your stepdad as well.
Yeah, when my mom was like newly engaged to my stepdad, my friends would actually like bribe me to get on my will because I like their wedding date was like my death date because I was like, my life's ruined forever. I hated him.
So overdramatic.
I know. It was 7th grade.
My death date.
But it was like, I want your stereo, so I'm gonna buy you lunch or whatever. But I absolutely hated him, and as I get older, I realize it's because my mom is so free-spirited, and we did whatever we wanted, and she was single for the majority of my life at that point. And then he comes along, and he's very structured, very like strict to the point. This is what it is, and we just couldn't handle that because we were so used to just like so being free-spirited, and but we were also wild and crazy children and all over the map, and so we actually really needed some structure. And after a lot of my teenage years of just fighting with him and struggling and like all of that, he's now become like one of my best friends, and I absolutely love that he's in my life and has been able to like teach me and take the dad role and like really be, you know, part of my life in a big way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've had a couple stepdads on the other spectrum because my dad is gay, and so I had a stepdad before my mom got remarried, and he's actually like the reason I was super interested in the fashion world. Like that's what got me like in. I mean, I probably would have found a way to like find that passion anyway, but he was like the gateway into that because he worked at like a high-end fashion store, and he was always like giving me the magazine, like the monthly magazine for it. And I lived with him and my dad actually when my mom got remarried, and they got me a sewing machine and helped me like make my own clothes. Cool. And then the tables turned and he became crazy and unfortunately addicted to drugs that were really serious and caused a lot of problems in my family. And so my dad eventually got a restraining order, and got rid of him. And now he's with a man that's just really awesome and good for my dad. And he's fun. And my dad and his new partner moved here, which my dad's been in Vegas my whole life. So they live here and they're closer now, so we can actually have like family stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So moving on to being a step parent, I want to choose my words so carefully because I don't want it to come off as that I don't like it or that it's awful, but it is one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with in my life. Absolutely. Trying to not only raise someone that doesn't see you as a parent necessarily, or like you don't have that immediate respect, like, you know, or that like love and admiration. It's kind of this new person you have to get used to.
It's like a weird balance.
Yeah, that's already hard because like you want the kid to like you, but also you're trying to be like this parental figure, so you have to like, it's Alex can get mad at him for something and I can get mad at him for something the exact same way, and it's like, oh, okay, Dad, and then with me it's like, yeah, you know, like you're blah, blah. Like it's just how it is. And things that are like buying Christmas presents, it's like, oh, Dad, you're the best, and it's like, but I help too, you know. It's different. And also dealing with somebody that's raising a child with you, even though you didn't necessarily agree to them. I don't know how to put it
like
in
their
words
other
without...
parent, like not your partner,
like,
but the other parent.
I didn't choose to marry his ex-wife, but in a way I did almost, because it's something I agreed to when I married my husband, that we would raise this child with his ex-wife, and I don't agree with her almost on anything, so that's frustrating. And you just kind of have to sit back and deal with it while also trying to not be the bad guy, but trying to stick up for what you think is right. And it's just hard. It's so much different when you have a child. Like me and my husband have children, and we raise them together, and we love each other, and we respect each other's decisions.
And if you have a disagreement, then you come to like,
yeah, we can compromise. Where
it's
with being a step parent, they have to decide and have those disagreements and compromise, and then you kind of just have to go along with it and hope that you're not too frustrated. And I feel bad for my husband too, because he has to like deal with her and then come to me, and then I get frustrated like, oh, I don't agree to that, and he's like, well, that's what we agreed to. And it's hard.
My stepdad made the mistake once of saying like his two wives.
Oh no.
It's like having to like balance my two wives, and my mom was like, I am your wife. She is your ex-wife.
Well, it's
like
true.
I should come first, but it's like, okay, but she's their mom.
Yeah.
You're their mom. I'm their stepdad. I'm their dad. You know, it's like
It's
this
so
weird
complicated.
balance between everything.
Sometimes I feel like my husband would rather just get stuff over with her and be like, whatever, I'm gonna do whatever she says, and then I'll deal with my wife because she'll be a lot more understanding and like forgive me eventually. And I'm like, I understand that, but also I'm your wife. Like,
yep.
Happy wife, happy life, and
happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah. Not happy ex-wife, happy life.
Yeah.
It's such a complicated thing, and becoming a step parent makes me feel so bad for my stepdad. I'm like,
Same.
I did not realize how hard it is. Like,
I mean, I'm not a step parent, but like I look back and I'm like,
you can see it now.
I was an awful teenager.
Yeah.
Like to all of my parents, but especially him.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that we were able to like get past that and figure things out, because it was really like for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I was terrible and I am sorry.
Yeah, it's... Ugh.
I would never want to have to deal with a freaking child or teenager like I was.
I know, I don't even know how I'm going to do it when he becomes a teenager. And like, my mom always says, I've always loved you guys, but there's been times where I didn't like you, especially when you were teenagers.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that's fair. Like, there's times where you don't necessarily like your kids. You always love them, but you're like, I don't even want to be around you right now. You're not fun. Mm-hmm. And I can't imagine doing that with someone that isn't yours. So you don't have that, like, born love and passion. It's something you almost have to learn. So then to make it through the times where you really don't want to like them and to remind yourself, like, it's such a complicated thing, and I think anyone that is a step parent is a bit of a saint.
Agreed. Tell us in the comments below if you're a step parent or if you have a step parent and what your experience was like. I would love to hear all the different varieties and different ways of all of that.
Yeah, and if anyone has advice for me as a stepmom, please let me know.
Yes.
Disney did me wrong. Made us all look evil.
Right? Oh, that's terrible. Well, should we rate our wine?
Yes. I don't feel like you've been drinking much, but my wine is
It's almost
gone.
gone.
And I'm ready to rate it. I'm giving this a 5. I love it. I think it's so easy to drink. It's tasty. The bottle's cool. Can't find any bad thing about it.
I'm gonna give it a 5 or a 4.5.
That's okay.
It's almost a 5. I feel like my 5s are like sacred.
I do too.
Like,
but
I need to save my 5 stars for like the best wine I've ever had, which this is
seriously-
really
I
good.
have nothing bad to say about
This
it.
is really good. I don't know. I just feel like a 4.5.
I just can't commit.
Yeah, I just can't commit to a 5, but it is really tasty, and I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Oh, we
not that
didn't even show
expensive.
the bottle.
We
Did
did.
we?
Yeah. I love this matte, like, frosted glass. It's pretty cool.
Thanks for watching.
Catch you next time. Bye, y'all. You have to do bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. I told you it wasn't gonna come out right.
Bye, y'all.